Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Taking a live look at temperatures across the viewing area right now, you can see it has been a warm and not unpleasant afternoon out there. Thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Miller. A few pop-up storms are possible overnight, and the threat for severe storms continues on Tuesday. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Grant, what are you tracking for us this evening?
Well, some brief showers right now, but it's very quiet for the time being. A better chance for storms overnight, so we'll talk through that with Futurecast. See a couple of showers fizzling out near Edgecombe County and near Moore County as well. Otherwise, some more sunshine today, which has been nice. This is a view from Franklinton, just some scattered cloud cover. This evening, we'll even a small rain chance. Rain chances do pick up later in the evening. 74 degrees by 11 o'clock with a 30% chance for isolated showers and storms. A level 1 of 5 risk is in place overnight tonight. Some brief storms are possible. This is 7 o'clock, mostly quiet, but then closer to 10, 11 o'clock midnight, you see some isolated storms move into our northern spots and slowly work south and east through the area. That's where we could see some of those brief strong wind gusts. Should be quieter by the morning commute, but some brief showers can't be ruled out with just some lingering clouds to start the day. Plus tracking a level 2 of 5 risk of severe weather late in the day on Tuesday. We'll talk more about this severe threat, plus how warm will be throughout this week. All that's coming up.
With Holmes in the WRAL Live Center, we are monitoring a large law enforcement presence in Fuquay Arena. This is off of Gathering Square Circle by the Mahana Fresh. We know that the call came in around 5:30, just before 5:30 today. Again, multiple Fuquay Arena police there outside of the Mahana Fresh, again on Gathering Square Circle. We're working to learn why they are there, and if there's anyone injured, we'll share updates as we get them.
Elizabeth, thank you very much. It's now been 4 days since a Cary woman who was on vacation on the island of Grenada has been seen. Today we spoke to a close friend of hers and have learned more about Liz Waddell, her trip, and the last time she was seen before she disappeared. WRAL's Bailey Stamos is live in Cary for us tonight. Bailey, what new information have you learned?
Eric, that family friend tells us that Liz Waddell's travel companion last saw her at the Airbnb they were staying at in a swimsuit with a towel shortly before her disappearance.
She's a great person, and we really want to bring her home.
Amanda Romano Harmon says she has known Elizabeth Waddell and her husband, Caitlin, for 25 years. The husbands were college roommates, and the two couples and their children have been close for years. 44-year-old Elizabeth Waddell was last seen on Wednesday, not far from the Airbnb where she and a different close friend were staying at on Grand Anse Beach. That friend, the last to see Liz.
Her friend was taking her online course, and when she got through with her course, she looked up and she didn't see Liz outside, so she went outside to just kind of walk around and see where she could see maybe where she went. And she saw her towel down on the pier.
Liz went missing around noon, not long after her husband, Caitlin, received the call back in Cary.
She was just kind of starting to panic because she knew Liz didn't have her phone or anything with her. And so they wound up filing a missing persons report right away.
Romano Harmon says Liz was a frequent traveler.
Liz has the adventure bug. She loves to travel. And there's not a hike she didn't like that she wanted to try.
And sharing these pictures of her tonight to get the word out.
You know, like I said, no detail is too small. If you know anything at all that could lead us to her whereabouts, know where she is, please contact the officials on the poster.
Liz's family also wanted to share that the information put out by Grenada authorities is incorrect. Liz is 5 feet tall, now with blonde hair rather than the pink shown in that photo. Anyone with information on Liz's whereabouts is asked to contact St. George Police. Bailey Stamos, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Bailey, thank you very much. Cary police say 3 men wound up in the hospital after a fight last night. This happened near Barnes Street and Reed Street just before midnight. Video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows the area, part of a mobile home community behind WakeMed Soccer Park, taped off. Police said they located 3 men involved, but another person left the scene before officers could get there. The men are said to have non-life-threatening injuries. No word yet on possible charges. The sixth teenager charged in connection with violent incidents in Raleigh on July 4th could have a first appearance in court tomorrow. That would be standard procedure in juvenile courts following this weekend's arrest. Police said they obtained a secure custody order Friday for the 15-year-old tied to the Briar Creek shooting. Raleigh officers took the teen into custody in Durham County yesterday morning with help from the sheriff's office there. The teen is now at a detention facility in Raleigh, charged with assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, 2 counts of discharging a firearm into occupied property, felony riot, going armed to the terror of the public, and possession of a firearm by a minor. Raleigh police said they're still pursuing leads that could result in more arrests. There's another first court appearance tomorrow afternoon for a 19-year-old Chapel Hill man charged with attempted murder after a series of fights in Raleigh's Union Station. Police say Terrence Kiernan assaulted multiple people on Friday, including officers and 2 train conductors. One conductor was hurt so badly he had to be taken to the hospital, but is expected to recover. According to warrants, at one point Kiernan was screaming and cursing, smacking the side of a train and trying to climb on top of it. The warrants say that Kiernan then assaulted the 2 conductors. When police tried to arrest Kiernan, warrants say he tried to run, then resisted and kicked the officers. The documents say Kiernan was arrested with a synthetic marijuana vape. He's being held in jail without bond. Today we learned that a woman and 3 children were injured in a very serious crash in Johnston County. It happened yesterday on Highway 70 West near Swift Creek Road in the Wilsons Mills area. Police say the car and the tow truck collided as traffic slowed because of another crash ahead. The tow truck driver was able to rescue 2 of the children from the back of the car. The woman and all 3 children have non-life-threatening injuries. The tow truck driver was cited for failing to reduce speed. Voting rights advocates will gather outside of the legislative building tomorrow to mark 100 days until Election Day. The groups will outline their plans to protect voters from intimidation, misinformation, and other barriers to voting. The event comes as lawmakers return to Raleigh. They're expected to take up a sweeping elections bill that is already drawing some criticism from voting rights groups. This week, the town of Apex has shared new information about the future of its downtown fire station. Simply put, that future is uncertain. WRAL's Kirsten Clark shows us the work underway to preserve the building and its place in the community.
A fixture in downtown Apex since 1954. It began as a 3-bay brick firehouse built by volunteers who at the time likely had no idea how much it would mean to the community, including former veteran Apex firefighter Roy Moore.
It's a passion of mine. It's a passion of a lot of other people here in Apex.
That passion is clear in the more than 1,000 signatures gained on this petition in less than a week. It's part of an effort Moore is leading to save Fire Station 1.
What makes Station 1 to you and so many other people worth preserving?
You know, when you come down here to downtown Apex on a Thursday and Friday and Saturday night, and you see the people that are out here eating in our social district area, and the firemen are interacting with the public, you can't take that away. That price is, it's priceless.
It all started after the town of Apex announced Station 1 operations would be moving to a renovated Station 3. A statement shared to the town's social media says, in part, while no decisions have been made about the property's use, a future concept could provide space for the department's artifacts, stories, and legacy. The town will work with a consultant to explore possible future uses for the Station 1 site. This rendering of a reimagined fire station is on the town's website as part of the downtown plan adopted by the town council in 2019.
It ruins that character of downtown Apex.
Moore says for him, a true commitment to Apex's history looks like allowing Station 1 to remain as it is, an operating firehouse in the heart of town.
And this is one of those things that we need to just leave alone.
In Apex, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
And Moore and other supporters plan to voice their concerns at the next town council meeting on August 11th. The town council will also consider a budget amendment to fund a market analysis and feasibility study for the Station 1 site. Still to come here, a life remembers. Today, family and friends honored a Rocky Mount bicyclist killed in a crash. The message they're sharing now in hopes of preventing another tragedy. Plus, drought relief. Recent rain is helping Durham's water supply, but officials say the drought isn't over. Why they're still asking you to cut back on water use. Happening tomorrow, a community meeting will dig into the WakeMed Atrium proposed merger. The proposal would put Charlotte-based Atrium Health in charge of WakeMed. In return, Atrium has pledged $2 billion to expand WakeMed throughout the county. WakeMed reps say Atrium's financial backing will lead to more assistance and safety net care amid a rapidly growing population. Opponents say the plan could lead to higher overall costs and a lower quality of care. The deal was first announced in May. Commissioners then delayed voting on it. Wake County commissioners met last month with hospital execs to ask questions about the partnership. Tomorrow's event will be held at St. Ambrose Episcopal Church in Raleigh. It starts at 6 p.m. Family and friends gathered in Rocky Mount to remember a man they say touched countless lives. 70-year-old Gonzalo Torres Perez died after he was hit by a car while riding his bike. Tuesday on Thomas A. Betts Parkway. Loved ones say he was known across the community for his kindness. They hope Perez's death will lead to safer streets for everyone who walks or rides a bike.
Let's be more safe on the streets when we're driving, because unfortunately for us, it was a loved one, and I do not want it to be one of your loved ones to suffer.
Family and friends are calling for more bike lanes and safer roads in Rocky Mount. Police say the driver stayed at the scene and the crash remains under investigation. For the last 50 years, Cary-based SAS has helped shape the triangle and the tech industry around the world. WRAL sits down with SAS founder and CEO Jim Goodnight for an exclusive conversation about how the company got its start and what guides him.
I say if you treat people like they make a difference, they will make a difference. And that's sort of been one of my philosophies all along.
Goodnight explains what's next for the company, from AI to quantum computing. WRAL presents SAS at 50 airs Wednesday night at 7:30 on WRAL. Recent rainfall is helping ease the drought in Durham, but the city is now pumping water from Tier Quarry to take pressure off its reservoirs. Officials say it's still important to conserve water to avoid stricter restrictions. One easy tip: try a Navy shower by turning the water off while you lather, then back on to rinse. It can cut your shower's water use by more than half. Well, Grant, we were just talking, we have gotten a lot of rain here, but it doesn't bust the drought.
Yeah, we still need a lot more to break our drought conditions, but wow, it's been very, very beneficial to have all that rain over the past week. I'll show you that total here in a second. Something new that we're watching, though, a WRAL Weather Alert Day Tuesday. I mentioned this yesterday. We're watching for a severe threat, so we'll talk about more details with that. For now, though, we're watching for a chance for some isolated storms overnight, and it will be even warmer to start the week. All right, almost 10 inches of rain so far in July. It has been the wettest July on record. The surplus, again, the amount above average for this month, over 6 inches above average. So quite a remarkable amount of rain, especially given how much rain we didn't see during the first part of the year. And we have more storms possible overnight, but these will be very isolated. A low-end threat, the main threat will be damaging wind gusts. We have a level 1 of 5 risk in place. And again, some isolated storms are possible. We'll have a 40% rain chance by 1 a.m. It lasts through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then we'll drop off through the morning commute. So I don't expect widespread storms or widespread severe weather overnight. Forecast lows tonight, around 70 degrees, so a bit more mild than last night. Again, we'll watch that brief storm chance, and we'll have partly cloudy skies. 70 by tomorrow morning in Raleigh, 71 in Fayetteville, 66 in Roxborough, 68 in Rocky Mount. So pretty comfortable stepping out the door tomorrow. Then throughout the day, closer to lunchtime, we'll reach the mid-80s. Then it'll be at around 90 degrees by 3 o'clock. We'll have some scattered cloud cover. Again, a warmer day, but not super hot. Around 80 degrees by 9 p.m. Nothing compared to the heat they're having out west. Check out these heat alerts back to the west. Extreme heat warning stretch from parts of Mississippi all the way into the Great Plains. And I mobbled stopping grounds. I was watching their forecast a little bit ago. They're forecasting heat index values close to 112. So, it could be a lot worse. We've had some heat this past summer, but nothing like that. Severe risk Monday. Damaging wind gusts possible with 1 or 2 storms. Not going to be a big severe threat, but we do have a threat for 1 or 2 storms that could be strong. The higher severe threat comes later Tuesday. We'll watch a cold front that will swing through. It's our next weather maker. It'll bring a chance for some scattered showers and some storms. Again, that severe threat could bring some isolated wind damage. That's the main threat with those storms as they move in ahead of the cold front. Here's Futurecast. We'll start around 7 o'clock Tuesday evening. I think it's when some storms could start to work their way in. Maybe some brief showers and storms ahead of it, but they start to slowly drift south and east. A higher rain chance by around 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. Maybe some isolated storms back to the south and west as well, but I think the higher rain chance will be to the north and east. It's 10 o'clock Tuesday evening, and then they'll gradually work south and east of the area into the early morning hours on Wednesday. So again, this will be later in the day on Tuesday into very, very early Wednesday morning. Not expecting a lot of rain on Wednesday. But Tuesday's severe threat, a level 2 of 5 risk. Damaging wind gusts will be the main threat. That threat covers almost all of North Carolina. So we'll have to watch for some localized wind damage across the state that day. Temperatures drop to the upper 80s, so not by much by Wednesday and Thursday with lower rain chances. More storms to end next weekend. But look at those temperatures, right around 90 degrees pretty much the entire next week. More of the summer feel instead of the fall feel we've had the past few days with highs in the 70s. It's been weird to see that.
Absolutely. Grant, thank you very much. Again, talking about that fall feel, though, football season right around the corner here, Luke.
Yeah, and a little rainy in Charlotte today for Panthers training camp. But you know what? Carolina Panthers middle linebacker Devin Lloyd hoping to make an immediate impact during his first year in the Queen City. Up next, who he reached out to for a special film session and how that experience is shaping his mindset to star in one of the most important positions on the field. Training camp in the NFL is all about fine-tuning your skills, building team chemistry, and just doing everything possible to get ready for the regular season. One guy who's doing all that and more is Panthers middle linebacker Devin Lloyd, who's hungry to prove that his first year in Carolina will be outstanding. Lloyd is taking over as the Panthers' new middle linebacker, and that's a position that this franchise takes very seriously because of who has played there in the past. One of the best in franchise history is going into the Hall of Fame this year in Luke Kuechly. Once Lloyd got to Carolina from Jacksonville, he reached out to Kuechly to see what he could learn from the Hall of Famer, or soon-to-be Hall of Famer. The two linebackers watched film and dissected what they saw on the screen and also talked about life off the field as well. Kuechly can give a masterclass on all of it. It was an incredible learning experience for Devin Lloyd as he prepares to be a leader on this Carolina team.
He's a guy that loves ball, so I'm grateful that he was willing to do that, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time. But it was great. We really just talked about leadership. We talked about ball, talked about life a little bit, really just trying to find that 1% to, take my game to the next level on and off the field.
Every little bit helps. And then coming up tonight at 10 and 11, Chris Lee sits down with wide receiver Jalen Coker to learn more about the young star's goals for this Panthers season. Former NC State quarterback Jacoby Brissett is probably feeling pretty good today. He and the Arizona Cardinals have reached an agreement on a contract that will pay him a guaranteed $15.5 million this season, with incentives that could reach up to $21 million. Not bad for a guy who's played on 6 different teams in his career in the NFL. Rookie head coach Mike LaFleur said today that the plan is for Brissett to start taking the first team reps in camp coming up on Tuesday. He would not name Brissett as the Game 1 starter yet, but that could be in the works. Jacoby Brissett earned the new deal after having career highs last season with more than 3,300 passing yards and 23 touchdowns. Even with the raise, though, Brissett is still the 4th lowest paid quarterback in the NFL, but the former Wolfpack star continues to make a living doing what he does best. The NASCAR Cup Series racing at one of the most famous tracks in the world at Indianapolis today, the Brickyard 400, which is one of the fan favorite stops on the entire schedule. Endurance, strategy, and toughness all required at every NASCAR race, and especially at the Brickyard. Let's go right to the final lap today. Corey Haim will hold off Christopher Bell and Joey Logano to claim the checkered flag at the Brickyard. It's the 2nd career Cup Series victory for Haim, who also won in NASCAR's debut at the Naval Base at Coronado last month. He led more laps than anybody with 58 and made the winning move on lap 119 when he passed Denny Hamlin. The NASCAR Cup Series will take a week off, then head to Iowa Speedway to race on August 9th with 4 races to go until the chase begins. All right, how did you celebrate your birthday? If it looked anything like this, well, then congratulations. If you're a hockey superstar like Sebastian Aho, then your home country better give you the rock star treatment when you bring home the Stanley Cup. Finland did just that, welcoming Aho with a huge crowd at a music festival. Wow. And when Aho, the birthday man, marched out onto the stage with Lord Stanley's Cup, the massive crowd just went wild. Pyrotechnics and a heck of a show ensued. Aho's certainly been one of the most popular Hurricanes for a long time. In his home country, well, they love him too. The Canes certainly could not have won the Cup without Aho and his star power on and off the ice. What a way to celebrate with friends, family, and the Stanley Cup. And Eric, I mean, that's not a bad day if you can celebrate your birthday like that.
Yeah, not a bad day at all. Luke, thank you very much. And thank you for joining us this evening. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.